lawn on the side. Most of it's through the if I can do Europe, and then I did Europe over yesterday, no problem. I'm only pushing about 300 to 400 watts with it, so it does a lot. We appreciate it. No, not me. A friend of mine. He's been long gone years ago, but yeah, he had a full-size 75-meter antenna back when I first got on HF. Anyways, I thought I heard somebody in there throw their phone there, so I'll let the breaking station get in there. And good morning to you, Scott. And we'll let her roll on there. The breaking station, go ahead with your traffic. KB9 UMI.
KB9 UMI, K1 Kilo Golf Mike Steve over here in Vermont. Just a quick good morning. I heard Brian in there earlier. And just saying good morning over here, southwestern Vermont.
Brian, you hear K1 GMM? Good morning, there, Steve. Yes, I'm good. Doing your thing. Like I say, just working hard and playing hard and working hard and playing that's me right here.
Yeah, good to hear you, man. Good to hear everybody in here. I think it's heard art as well. And, all good here. And you got it backwards, Brian. You work hard and play hard. You know that, man. Certainly. No, I know what you're saying. I don't. Well, anyways, I was going to say what I was going to say. Cold here. It's cold up here in Vermont. Had a cold front blow through and has that crisp, very cold, crisp fall air coming in. I noticed the clouds coming down from the north. So who knows? Maybe the switch is flipped. I'm not sure. It's been a beautiful week here. So, you go ahead, pick it up, Brian, and toss it around there, and I'll be in here listening. But nice to hear everybody. Everybody, S9 pretty much, some of them in the plus, so no problem on the copy. K1 GMM.
We're twisted the fall here. It was nice. Yeah.
Yeah, real quick. Yeah, good morning, Steve. Good to hear you. Probably not the best conditions. I notice Brian is normally very strong, but just the way the band's playing right now, it's short. Dominic's about 100 miles south of me, and he's booming in almost 25 over, so it's just the way the band is. But S9, and like you said, audio level is up, and I hear you fine. So good morning, good to hear you. And so it's nice conditions here. My goodness, low noise floor, cold mile, mid 40, high 40 temperatures early morning. So great to hear everybody out here. And for QNT.
Morning, Art. And morning, Scott.
Morning, DJ. Morning, Art. Yeah, what was the call sign of the what call?
Kilo 1 Golf Mike K1 GML. And good morning, Art. And the other two gents that jumped in, Steve up here in Vermont, about, he's in Manchester and around the west side of the state.
Alrighty. Art, I cut back on that 900. Yeah, you're about 5'7", 5'5", but the band is, like you said, is probably going a little short. We got some distance between us, but otherwise you're clear as a bell. I have a very low noise level. It's about an S2, S3, and you're coming way above that. Sounding good. W4DOM here, Whiskey 4 Delta Ocean Mary. Name is Dom, Delta Ocean Mary. Just north of Columbia, South Carolina.
And 15 over here, Steve.
Ooh, yeah, I had a feeling it. I had a feeling it was a little tight. Wow, good signal from South Carolina. About an S9 plus at times, going to 10 over. So good coming in from South Carolina. I think the band's a little tight. Yeah, you're blasting, Brian. Good Lord, you're the loudest out of the bunch, and we're probably what, 300-400 miles apart, something like that. The guys further south, I can tell it's gone short. So, anyways, let me just wanted to jump in and say a quick good morning. Catch you. I'm gonna just leave it here idling, and if things really settle in, I'll jump back in. But there's no problems, no reason to struggle. I don't want anybody struggling to hear me. And yes, it is very quiet. Very fine white silky hiss on the band. If I crack the AJC open, so it's very quiet, really nice. We'll see you guys. You have a great day. If I don't catch you, I'm going to just leave it idling, put the dog out and do my thing, and I'll be back down in a while. K1 GMM, 3 for me.
Yeah, you're 5 over here, Lamp Shore, Steve. VA3 KBC.
Good Lord, 18 over. You're freaking pounding in here, dude.
Nice looking station. I got your QRZ page up. DJ, did you see his QRZ page? It's lit up like you.
I'm looking at it right now. And also, Brian, oh shoot, what happened there? Brian's there as well. Holy mackerel. I thought I had pictures, but he puts me to shame. And I think even Steve, you got, oh yeah, it's really nice. I always appreciate guys that have a lot of information, biography, and pictures on their QRZ page. It's enjoyable going through it.
Yeah, it's nice. You know, I enjoy looking at people's stuff on QRZ. It's kind of cool. It's disheartening. Kind of bums me out when I get to someone's QRZ page and there's not even an email address there. There's nothing there. I'm like, oh, come on, man. But yeah, no, it's a personal thing, of course, right?
Yeah, some people are very private. They don't want anything out there. I'm wide open. You can see my page, how I feel about things and what I've got on there.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, I like to see what people are running. I like to get a little history on them. You know, there's some folks put a lot of history in there. Sometimes my eyes glaze over. You know, TMI. You know what I mean? But I like the pictures. I like looking at stuff that people are into and look at their. I like looking at stations and how people have things configured and I hate my station layout. I was just talking to somebody this morning about it. Absolutely detest it, and I've detested it for a couple years now, and I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, that's why I always look to see how people put stuff together. You always think you have enough room, enough horizontal surface, but I never do.
Well, it's taken me 6 years to get this station set to where I want. In fact, last year, I'm trying to think now, January, February. Well, I know I had my ablation done in February, so I think it was January. I tore everything apart here, painted the room, and rebuilt the desk and got everything set up. I have made one change from the. If you look on my pictures on QRZ, I have made one change. I got rid of that printer, and I took the one from the shop there. It's a big one. It's a fax printer and copier and that. So it's against the wall, and the two desktops, the one for the Anon and the other desktop is where the printer used to be. So that's about the only change. And again, if you guys wanted to see what you sound like and your signal strength and that, you can click from my QRZ page, or you can just go to YouTube and do the search VA3 KBC live, and you'll see the live feed.
Real quick, Steve, I wanted to make mention, boy, you're at DST heaven right now. Oh my goodness, man, you have every, if so, I mean, if you are software, which I believe you are, compliments. Oh my goodness, it sounds amazing. It really does.
Oh, thanks, Art. You know the routine, man. It's a never-ending pursuit. It's a rabbit hole. Yeah, I got a good. I just changed my EQ out. Yes, I am all DAW right now, and I'm on the expert. I forget how to run these radios. I haven't run the Sun in a couple weeks. I've been just playing with the Anon. I tried to run the update, one of Richie's updates, and I cannot get it to work. Apply the patch, overwrite the files. I just did it about, I don't know, a half hour ago, an hour ago. I gave up. Can't get it to work, so I sent him an email. So I've been really working with the Anon and trying to really learn it, because I've had it a year and a half and I don't really know that much about it. I got it working and it seems to run okay, but I figured I'd start playing, so I've been spending about the past 2 weeks just working with that. So I lit this up this morning, but yeah, I just put in a 31 band. Oh, what is it? Wow, it's powerful. 31 band. I can tell you what it's called here, because I know you're running a DAW as well. Yeah, you sound superb as well. EQ, it's EQ 31 Unlimited, 31 band parametric. 31 band parametric. It's phenomenal. It's got like, who is it? It's Unlimited by J Hud Studio. It's got a wake up function on it, as well as a distortion function, which I don't use, and of course the pregain. And wow, it's the best EQ I've found. There's so many different VSTs, dude. How do you settle on any? So yeah, I just brought that in yesterday or 2 nights ago, and that made a huge difference. It's right at the front of the caravan here. So, all right, I'm shutting up. I don't want to hog it. A lot of people in here. You guys go for it. K1GMM. Thanks.
I love hearing that audio, Steve. That sounds great, man. Sure does. WQ, He's sounding good up here. I'll tell you that's what I noticed the first thing off. I had to look down at the radio and see what his signal was like. And, the signal between us is not that great, but his audio is smooth. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the selection of VSTs at the moment, man, are spot on. Make sure you back up and then back that up again to an external thumb drive, a USB, and put that in the safe, because seriously, the best I've heard so far.
Wow, that's cool. I know you're into that stuff, Brian, as well. So yeah, you know what I got to do? I put a new motherboard in this PC several months ago, and I did it the smart way. I ordered a docking station and cloned the SSD that's running the operating system and all the stuff in here. And I was just thinking the other day, I thought, dude, you made so many changes. If something happened catastrophic, I really don't want to have to go back through and redo everything. So I got to rip this out, and I got another SSD here. I'm going to make another clone and just put that on the shelf. You're better to have it. You know what they say? Better to have it and not need it than, the other way around.
That's right. And real quick, while the band's holding, Scott, I guess did the box arrive to Doug, or maybe so, and then I guess then it's going to relay over to you, right?
That is correct. Doug received my package yesterday around 1 o'clock, I believe, and Monday morning he's going to relabel it and ship it to me.
V2 UK. Fantastic.
There's the man.
All right, Doug, jump back in and around the hop here, and for QMG just at the top of the hour. 4 deals.
Victor Alpha 3 Kilo, Bravo Charlie.
Oh wow, the whole crew's here. Is that K1GMM?
It is, unfortunately, right? The tormentor in chief.
What's up, Steve? This is our first contact, man. I feel like it's a baptism or something. Over.
You know, yeah, you fuss with things online back and forth between, you collaborate between people, and you never actually talk on the radio. You know, it's like, what a gift, right?
Oh, yeah, man. Good to hear you. And I'm probably not too strong for you. We're really close. I don't make it into Vermont that often. I'm 40. I've got you 5 and 7, but you're sounding beautiful. Over.
Yeah, you're 5'9". You're 5'9", but I'm only pushing 300 here. I can wind it up if I have to. I probably should. Actually, the amp's probably out of tune. I never checked it. I just lit it up. No, you're 5'9", but this antenna system hears. This thing can hear a mouse fart. These antennas, they're absolutely phenomenal. So hearing is never a problem for me. Over.
Yeah, Roger. But man, all that work on the audio, I'm getting to hear it on the radio. The bottom end is just phenomenal.
Hey, welcome back.
Hey, Don. Brian. Oh, Brian, sorry. God, you guys sound the same.
It's a New York thing.
Scott, I got the box all ready. Everything's all set. It'll be shipped before FedEx picks up tomorrow night. Over.
I appreciate that, Doug, and you be sure to send me a message as to what gratification I owe you.
Oh yeah, no worries. I'm gonna do ground. I don't think it'll be that bad. I forgot how big the box is, though. It's huge.
Well, I will be paying based on the size, not necessarily the weight, because it is so big. But I don't care. It is what it is.
All right, guys. Listen, yeah, absolutely. I wanted to hop in here. Steve, I wanted to say hello to you for the first time. My daughter's in the room right now. She needs me to help her with something. So, 73, everyone. Art, Dom, Brian, Scott, Steve. Take care, guys. I got to bounce. KB2, UK, clear.
7-3, Doug.
All right, big signal down here in South Carolina.
DJ, U2, 70.
Yeah, 7-3, Doug. Nice.
I talked to you later. That's the 3TSM.
N4QNT? Oh, yes, this is N4QNT. Yeah, I made that adjustment. Is that better for you? It is. Let me, hopefully I caught some of it here. Here you go. But the band is, like you said, is probably going a little short. We got some distance between us. But otherwise, you're clear as a bell. I have a very low noise level. All right, there you go. Oh, yeah. Sounds great. All right, there's Mark on frequency also. I don't want to leave him out. Mark, this is N4QNT. You want to say hello?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Good morning to you, and I'm out here in Huntington, Indiana, and that's about all I really got to say right at this point. I'm getting ready to go ahead and clear out of here, guys. Brian, if you're still in there, and the rest of you, I wrote most of your names down there, and so back up, we'll see who I've got written out so far, anyways. DJ Williams, John Art, Steve, and Dominic, and there's somebody else coming there that I met them already, so anyways, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get on with my day here a little bit around the house, so gentlemen, have a good day there, and have fun. We'll be back, maybe not. Anyways, Brian, you know where I'll be, anyways. And have a good morning from KB9 Mile, okay?
7-3 there.
All right, Mark, have a good day.
Good. See you, Mark. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, 7-3, Mark. Brother. We'll do it again. KB9.
take a sidestep here. I'll be back in a little bit if you guys are still around. K1's Yevon.
Hey, DJ, the audio sounds fine now on the stream. I wonder why they keep doing that. When he pulls up the stream, it sounds like it's fast loading.
Yeah, it's gerbily, and I don't know why it does that. I have to shut the OBS off and then bring it back up and then get the stream code and put that back in, and then it's okay. So I tried a couple. I didn't shut the OBS off. That's what I needed to do this time here. Once I do that and reboot it, then it's all seems to be fine.
Hey, quick comment on that?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I've had issues. I do a lot of streaming with OBS. Two things. One question, are you running voice meter banana?
No, the audio you're picking up on the YouTube stream is from the microphone on the camera. It's picking up from the speakers here. I've tried to figure out how to do it, and I think I even watched your video there. I'm an appliance operator, so it was too complicated for me to try to figure out to get the audio to go through the RE27 and the computer and then onto YouTube.
Oh, okay. If you ever want a hand, my email's good on QRZ. I can Ultra Viewer in and I can get you running on that. One thing I've had a problem with streaming, I don't know why this happens. I think it's a Windows thing. You know how Windows tries to hijack everything. Everything's fine until I light OBS up. Now, my audio, because I'm all running on VAC and DAWs here, virtually handling my audio. The minute I light OBS up, and I'm not running the voice meter, I hate that program. It's been nothing but problems for me. So I actually run two independent sound cards, but that's irrelevant, really, for what I'm about to tell you. The minute you light OBS up, go to your sound setting, go to the little speaker icon on the bottom right-hand corner, right-click it, select sounds, and look at the microphone sample rate that you're using. My sample rate changes. Windows hijacks it, and every single time I launch a stream, it will change that sample rate. Now, if your sample rate set in OBS at 48 kilohertz, and that sample rate changes on your microphone, whatever you have that microphone piped into, like mic aux 1 or however you set, what driver you have to set it to use in OBS. If there's a conflict between sample rates, that's most likely the issue. Mine either goes really slow or really fast. Once I reset the sample rate so it's all the same, then it works. But yes, it'll be fine until I launch OBS. OBS is a prick. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, as I said, I watched your video. I read a bunch of stuff, and I could probably have gone through it, but I've got everything set up. Art, we did team view, and Art got my audio, everything set up on this. So I was paranoid to do any changes, even though I have it backed up. I was just paranoid to do any changes. So I just decided, for the time being, I'll just leave it this way to some time or some point in the future. I feel like doing it, or have someone like, for you example, that can come in and do team view and get it up and running. So I don't stream that often, so it's not a big deal, but it certainly would be nice if it could get the audio through the speaker so that it would actually sound better than the kind of hollow, echoey room sound off the microphone off the camera.
Yeah, I hear you. Yep. Probably the best way to do it, if you work through it, if you have a screen, and I'll end it with this, if you have a screen capture software, see, that's the problem. You can have someone come in and configure it for you, but if anything happens, you never really learned how to do it. That's the problem. So what I do, when I was first doing this, I made once I had it running, I went in and made a whole series of screen captures and put them in a folder. Because I can't remember, that is a huge thing. And once you do it a few times, it'll be like a walk in the park, It's just getting it up and running. Yeah, it's not hard. It's really not hard. So, Art, I think he does know how to do all that stuff. And you sound Fantastic. So let me get out of here. I'll be back in a bit. I just wanted to offer my help if you need it, but I'm around. Also, the Zello channel. Oh, excuse me. You can find me on that as well, and or we can just get on the phone. I have no problem with that. All right, off and running. I'll be back in a bit. K1 GMM.
Okay, thanks, Steve.
Good morning, DJ.
Good morning, Rick.
In 9HLL.
You're looking marvelous.
Oh, really? I don't feel marvelous if it makes a difference.
It's all in your mind. You got to feel good. You may not feel good, but just think positive.
Well, I tried that until I slipped off my wet trailer yesterday, loading my car and landed on my right hip. And I figured out that, you know, I'm getting old again.
Been there, done that. Know the feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a race to go to yesterday, and, you know, it's about 80 miles per hour. I'm not going to drive the car that far, so. Loaded on the trailer yesterday. I should have done it yesterday evening instead of doing it in the morning, but, you know, it is what it is. So I basically got to lay around and drink alcohol all day yesterday.
Well, as long as you got everything came back in one piece, that's a positive.
Yeah, I didn't go, DJ. That's the thing. I hurt. I mean, I popped that hip when I came down. I caught the edge of the fender on the way down and landed on the ground. I was trying to keep from hitting the car, to be honest about it.
Did it feel like it was all slow motion?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's too bad one of the cameras didn't catch it.
Yep, when I fell off the tractor, everything was like slow motion, and I'm thinking, oh, my foot's by the clutch is going to get caught. I'm going to break my ankle, and then this is going to hurt when I hit the ground, and it did. Knocked the wind out of me. So yeah, and you just kind of think, oh boy.
Hey, Rick.
Yes.
Hey, good morning. So did you not want to hit the car maybe just to like protect the vehicle from a scratch or a dent, or maybe extra pain to your body?
No, scratch dent. It's a black Hellcat. I really would rather not dent it.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. The heck with the body, right? I mean, you had to protect the goods. So, oh man, I hope you're feeling okay. That stinks balls. Ugh.
Yeah, I actually do. It's there. Well, I can tell it's there this morning, but no big deal. It could have ended a whole lot worse. So, you know, I caught myself on the way down, but I said I just tagged the fender on the, you know, foot went under the car. I have to get out the passenger door. It's screwy. My trailer, when my fender's set on my trailer, I can't open my driver's door. It lacks clearing by about 1/4 of an inch. I need to put some spacers on that side just to put the car up on just, you know, 1/2 inch spacers. I didn't get it, but so you got to crawl across the seat, get out the passenger door, which in a Challenger is not fun, and especially when I'm going to be 60 this coming week, so it's, you know, it's acrobatics at its finest doing that. And man, foot went out, the trailer was wet in the rain last night, and went down. It was just all she wrote.
So, in other words, you use two options with the alcohol. One of two options. So usually with alcohol, you rub it on the sore spot, or the other option is you drink it. And so I think you took the latter.
I took the latter, yeah. I figured, you know, ingestion and let it do its thing, you know, internally, and just, you know, it would grab everything. Oh my God, it was awful. I did. I was like, you know, that hurt. I mean, it really did. Like I said, it could have been a lot worse. I could have banged my head on the concrete because I caught myself on the way down. That's the good thing.
Well, there you go.
Good anyway, Rick. Brian over here in Buffalo.
Yeah, morning, Brian.
I'm sure you sound better than you feel. Oh, man. W2, Voice of America.
Yeah, actually, it's not too bad today. You know, like I said, I just laid around yesterday and I got a nice little bruise, but yeah, it'll be okay. I work on cars for a living. I'm used to getting hurt.
Yeah.
Man down, car safe.
Exactly.
I think I missed the top. See, in Canada, we're supposed to identify every half hour, so I guess I'm going to do it halfway. VA3 KBC, VA3 KBC. There, I covered both ends.
There you go. And I need to level.
I'll drive you there, DJ.
Hey, W4 dealer.
And for QNT. Well, Rick, if you're going to keep up those aerobatics, you might as well, hopefully you can hire a stunt double.
Well, what's it really is a damn shame that one of the security cameras didn't catch it, because it would have been worth watching.
Yeah, it would have been one of those, like, TikTok gone viral kind of things, right?
Oh, yeah. Here's your 60-year-old acrobatics right here. Hey, DJ, your stream looks good, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, we ended up getting fiber optic put in, so we've been waiting for that, because when I was on DSL, upload was only about 0.6 megabytes. Download was about anywhere from 9 to 12. Now we're doing 120 megabytes download, and we're doing about 9 or 10 uploads. So the streaming is really good, and Carol can watch, because all we do is stream here. We don't, as far as programming, we have the Fire Stick, so we stream all our programming. So she can watch her stuff, and I can stream here, and the grandkids if they're over, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's working good.
Good deal. Yeah, I'm debating about I got to get a faster internet connection. Mine's RF based because I'm in the middle of nowhere, but that lightning hit that I took last week got all my satellite TV stuff and all the security camera, the DVR, the cameras. I get a tree out the backyard got tagged, and thank goodness all this was unhooked. But God, it was loud, and there was shrapnel for 100 feet around that tree everywhere. But I think I'm done with satellite TV stuff. It's $130 a month. I don't watch TV. Probably maybe one day on a weekend I ever even have it on. And I'm just tired of paying for it.
Put an antenna up. I think we got 13 channels. We put up an antenna. We also do the internet TV, but I got rid of dish a long time ago.
Yeah, I've got an antenna up now. I've got one in the attic, and I get quite a bit off-the-air stuff. And actually, the off-the-air stuff looks better because it's not compressed like it is on a satellite. But there's a couple of shows I like to watch that are basically available on only the network stuff. So yeah, we'll get it eventually. But here again, I'm just glad that lightning hit. Nothing. That's the only thing it hurt was I said it took the dish, both receivers, and I said every single camera in my DVR out, but that was it.
Wow, look at the slow scan up on 200. Whoever's been doing that, they have been keeping them at bay the last, I've been noticing that signal pop in, it's just a new form of jamming, so now they're using the slow scan. Man, you sound good here today. I cannot believe how well you're coming in on 40.
Everybody sounds good this morning. I mean, the signals are great.
Do you mind if I check in? W9BOQ. Hold on, you're not wide enough. Check-in starts at 5K or more. Go ahead. Anyway, I saw some wide signals, and I like to do it once in a while. So anyway, my name's Dennis. I'm in Middle Tennessee, originally from Manitowoc, Wisconsin. W9BOQ. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Dennis. I've talked to you, I think, down on 3630.
There you go. 40 sounds good today. It sure does. Yeah, good morning, Dennis. This is Art, and for Quebec, November Tango, North Carolina. Beautiful signal. My goodness, you're booming in here almost 15 to 20. Quite a few out here, so we'll pass it around. N4QNT, go ahead. Let's see, Brian, go ahead, pick it up. You might have stepped away.
I'll do it real quick. Yeah, Dennis, this is Rick, 9HLL. I'm up here around Indianapolis.
Hey, Rick, I got N9HL, but, that's right. No, what is it? I got it wrong.
Hotel Lima.
All right, let's see if that works. Anyway, I was cleaning up my barn, and I was down a few kilocycles, and I saw some little wider signals, so I thought I'd check in. Well, thanks for picking me up, W9BOQ. This is Brian. I was unloading the dryer.
threw it over there. So, yeah, I hear you real good. W2 BOA. Medina, New York, Lake Ontario. Was that W2BOA? Voice of America. Sorry, I couldn't unkey. Was it BOA? Voice of America. Got it, Brian. Anyway, I'm a Green Bay Packer fan, and I've always loved the Buffalo Bills because they're kind of the same size city, same small market. And I got a bunch of musicians friends from Buffalo too, and I've always liked the Bills. What a year they're having. Oh man, I couldn't be prouder, man. I'm telling you, man, it's a lot of fun. It's a blast, right? You don't find many ham-uppers that like football, but anyway, I'm one of them. Anyway, I was just listening. I'm kind of straightening up. We had a nice cool morning this morning. It's 44 when I woke up. And it's nice to come out to the barn here and not have to worry about keeping cool.
Huh. And here in Ontario, we're 55 right now.
Wow, we're colder than you.
Well, I'm only a half a mile walk overlooking Lake Huron, so that body of water keeps us a little warmer in the fall, but in the spring we're a lot colder. Call sign here is Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie. Name here is DJ.
All right, DJ, you're 20 over in the Nashville.
Running 500 watts.
I'm doing about a kilowatt.
Yeah, I checked out your page, Dennis, and we have the same piece of gear going at the moment, the Mercury 3S. So you're part of the up-and-coming amp family. Go ahead.
It seems like it, doesn't it? I took a chance. Let me tell you a quick story about mine. I bought mine third hand. So I bought it from a guy in Virginia who bought it from somebody else. And the only reason the guy in Virginia was selling it is he had two of them, and he wanted to have one tube amp. So I got it home here, and the display didn't work. It was black. So I immediately called the guy that sold to me, and he was real nice about it. He said it worked for me the whole time. So I took the cover off and just jiggles a few wires, and the screen came back right away. And but I looked around inside of it, and I looked at the directions for building it, and it had been put together just terrible. I mean, it was like, I don't know how it worked, because the power supply was upside down. The wires for the power supply were routed through the fan area, and one of the wires was actually touching the fan. It wouldn't spin. So I emailed Kenny, or the guy that sold to me told me to email Kenny. So I emailed Kenny, and he said, right away, he just said, box it up and ship it to me. I'll fix it and make it like brand new, and I won't charge you. And he even paid for shipping back.
Oh, my goodness. Well, there you go. A fine example of why they're becoming popular. I mean, the man himself, to take that initiative to make it right. And like I've been saying about that company, well, I guess it's a company, but a little, independent small business with one man, one machine, one at a time. And that's his goal. I mean, I've been joking about this now for months that, the old Jaws movie, the famous quote, I think we're going to need a bigger boat. Well, that guy, if he wanted to expand and break that company open, I mean, the sky's the limit, but he just takes very particular about each unit, and that's why the quality is at a high standard. So I'd like to hear stories like that. That's fantastic.
I have one problem with mine, though, and I should send it back. He told me to send it back, and he'd fix it. There's a glitch in the software on mine where when I'm on 80, and this hasn't happened for about 9 months, but when I'm on 80 meters, it will all of a sudden just flip to 160 and kick out. And he said, at first he told me it was a problem on my end with my antenna. And I took that to be the truth because I was building a loop at the time and experimenting with different lengths. But anyway, after I got my loop the right length, it hasn't happened. But then he emailed me back months later and said that they found a problem with the software or some programming of one section. And it's not It doesn't do it on the later amps, but I'm not going to send it back until it does it again. I'm happy with it.
Hey, Dennis?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you're looking at my QRZ page, but there's a link to YouTube. I'm streaming live right now, and you can see what your signal looks like, and also what your signal strength is as well.
All right, what's the YouTube link?
Well, if you're on my QRZ page, just scroll down, you'll see where YouTube link there. Or if you go to YouTube, just search VA3KBC.
Hey, DJ?
Yeah.
All right, DJ, I'll do that. You're 15 over now, Buffalo. Oh, my God.
And I've pointed down towards Dennis at 208 degrees. So, Buffalo, you're east of me. So it's off the side of the beam.
It took me about 6 months to make it right. And I have to tell you, when you're building a loop, I don't know if it's true for everybody, but yeah, I could have almost thrown out the book on how to do it. I just had to experiment and keep changing lengths and do this and do that until it worked. And now I got 160 through 6, and I've made DX on all bands.
I think we doubled.
How are you feeding the loop? Are you using a 450, 600 ohm, or are you doing like a stub, kind of like a 70 ohm little coax stub to get it going with the coax?
Nope, I'm using a myantennas.com 4-to-1 and about 65 feet of homebrew. It's more than 450 ohm. It's probably 500 ohm. It's like, I think it's 5 inches, 5-inch separation. And it was longer, but the more I shortened it, the better it worked. So right now it goes straight up right to the feed point. It used to have a big section that I had to kind of tie off to a tree, but it's got 2 or 3 turns in it. I don't know if that helps with the signal, but it helps with the wind, and that's what I got.
Ah, nice. Oh, well, there you go. And I noticed the PAL stars, so now the auto tuner just tunes it up wherever you go. And of course, it sets the memory, so faster tuner the next time you go back.
Right, and right now it's showing 1-to-1. That's pretty good. Hello, Dennis. This is W4DOM, W9BOQ. You got a few signals. I'm over at just north of Columbia, South Carolina, and you're coming in strong here, sometimes 20 over. Excellent, sound good. Yeah, you guys are all about the same. You're between 10 and 20 over. DJ's the weakest one, but wait a minute. Somebody was weak. I think it was not weak. I'm saying weaker, like 10 over, not S9. DJ, come again. Let me give you a signal report.
Okay, yeah, you're 20 over here in the Lambton Shores, so VA3 KBC.
No, you're 20 over. I must have this confused with a different frequency I was on earlier. Let me go to your page here. I'll back out for a minute. W9BOQ. And I think Bill's back in here. Right, Bill?
Yeah, Don, I was just in here listening. It sounded like you got a pretty full house in here. So go ahead. I'm just on the side here listening. Kilo 1 Whiskey India Lima.
I got to go around the corner, guys, and mark my territory. VA3 KBC. I'll be back.
Yeah, I got to do the same thing. Pick up Bill's Archie, man.
You know, you still have a copy on me? The last time I heard you were in there pretty strong.
Yeah, Bill, S9++, so pretty good conditions here. So, yeah, good to hear you back.
Yeah, welcome back there, Bill.
Yeah, Brian. Yeah, I had a few things to do, and I've just come back in and turned it back on, and boy, you guys are still in there, so the band must be playing very well.
Yeah, I actually hear DJ now. He's 15 over. I could barely hear him before, so the band did something strange.
Yeah, Brian, you come up quite a lot. Like, you're well over S9 now, whereas before you were only S5, V3 PSM.
Yeah, very good. That's Scott, right? Correct. Yeah, you're doing great, too.
Hello, Scott.
That shortened up a
morning,
little
Dennis.
bit.
How are you? Actually, that would be Bill, right?
Yeah, Scott. I snuck back in here. Had to take a little break here, but I'm back in here.
Sorry about that. And good morning, Dennis W9BOQ with the V3 PSM.
getting back here. Okay, I'm here. I was listening to the stream online, and I didn't want to
Entertaining, actually.
hear my delay. I wouldn't have been able to talk, so I had to mute it. So anyway, W9BOQ, thanks for you guys welcoming me in here.
Yeah, there's about 4 to 5 second delay, Dennis.
Yeah, that's pretty typical for YouTube, I think.
I also have an with Odyssey and I think Rumble. I have an account there. I've been thinking of see how it works with them, but it's probably an internet thing, and that's all there is to it.
That's them damn Canadian Border Patrol guys.
Yeah, what can I tell you?
The problem with streaming some of that stuff is streaming services have to buffer. There's no getting around it. And there are some that it's usually on the client end that it buffers a certain amount so you don't have dropouts. So that's why there's always a delay in streaming.
I understand, yeah. And Brian's back. I could hear him, and I could hear you too, Scott, really good. I'm going to, just for the heck of it, Brian, I'm going to turn the beam towards you because right now it's 200 degrees, and I'm going to turn it to, where the hell are you here? 85 degrees, see if that makes any difference. VA3 KBC.
Yeah, you're solid. You're solid. It's real nice there, DJ. Or was that Scott?
No, it's me, DJ. Scott's 20 miles to the south of me.
Yeah, but I don't have a 3-element beam pointing at you either. Yeah, DJ's a little bit stronger, but you're doing well, Scott. No problem at all.
Yeah, see, your S9 now, it really didn't change turning it towards you.
Yeah, no. Well, you were an S9, but now you're about pretty close to 15.
Okay, you peaked 5.
And Scott, let me see you again. This is Victor Echo 3, Papa Sierra November for 20 minutes after the hour. You're between a 6 and a 9. Not bad at all.
VA3 KBC, bottom of the hour.
W2BOA. Kilo 1, Whiskey, India Lima. W44MAN.
Hey, DJ, is that a RE27 or a RE20?
RE27ND.
Oh yeah, they work really good for radio. They're pricey though.
I got mine around $400 up out of Mississauga here. I was quite surprised. That was 5 years ago.
To send you guys, I can't remember where I put it. I think I put it on my page. It's a mic comp between $3,000 condenser down to a $10 pile mic, and they all sound the same.
Dennis?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, this is Dominic, W4DO. I'm going to go ahead and log you. You sound familiar like we've talked before. I can't place it, though. But I want to be able to get in the log because I don't think I have you. We'll see if I do have you. And do you remember where we may have talked before?
No. I usually talk about my being a musician, so I'm a musician that played in South North Carolina with both T. Graham Brown and Delbert McClinton, but I'm retired now. Ham radio is my new hobby.
I got you. Yeah, just I can't place it. I know we talked before, and I think I remember the part where you said you were a musician too. All righty.
Hey, what instrument, Dennis?
I heard a great musician joke when COVID started, and somebody said, I haven't worked for a year. I've saved so much money.
Oh, my.
There's a lot of truth in that, depending on where you are.
Me and Terry Bob's rolling in the dough with this band. Oh, yeah, Terry Bob.
Hey, Doctor, you sound like $1 million.
Yeah, he's doing really well with the band now. Hey, Dennis, what instrument did you play?
Well, my main instrument is Hammond B3 organ. Been playing that since I was 7 years old. And I moved to Nashville in '89 because my wife got a scholarship at Vanderbilt. So I had to quickly learn how to play piano because piano is big. And I didn't know a dang thing about country music either. So I had about 3-4 years of boning up on country piano and country music.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, very good. And I'm sure that you still play even though you're retired there. That's just something that it's in your blood.
I'm sorry, you say that again. I have to turn up for you a little bit. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I say, I'm sure you still play too. You know, it's something that's in your blood. So even though you're retired, I'm sure you're still playing it.
Well, I'm retired, not by choice, really. It's just like I kind of put out the pasture. I'm 68. I am working on a new project right now, though. You remember the song American Pie by Don McLean, one of the greatest songs ever recorded? Well, he lives in Nashville, and I'm actually, he's re-recording it, and he can't get the old tapes back from the record company. So he's re-recording all the music, and I'm playing the piano on it, and he wants it exactly like the original, which is really hard to do. So I have to sit down and listen to the original part and try to, I'm not going to write it down. I'm just going to do a couple measures at a time, and I have to play it exactly the way the original was. So they're paying me good, though, so I'll probably be working on it for a couple days.
I love that song.
Yeah, it was one of the best. It's when you listen to it now, it's such a classic. It's just, you can't even, there's no words to describe how timeless that song is.
I remember working at the John Deere dealership, listening to it. We had the radio cranked up, and we were all listening to it as mechanics.
What is it, 8 minutes long for a pop song? That's unheard of.
Yeah, I bet if there was a way to find out or measure or whatever, as far as a sing-along song, you know, like us in our car on the way home, sing along in bars or whatever, just anything in general, when that tune's on, the sing-along with that, it's got to be astronomical how many do.
How much mailbox money he gets from that song still today. Because, you know, guys like Steve Cropper that wrote Dock of the Bay, that song is probably paid 10 times a day on every oldie station in the United States or the world. And I bet you he gets thousands of dollars a quarter for that song still today.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to make or ask a question real quick. Let's see, Dennis, what's your transceiver? Are you on a Yaesu?
No, I'm on a Plex 6400. My Yazu's in the shop.
Oh, okay. Oh my. All right. Yeah, I was just wondering. I'm just looking at the IMDs. Wow, man, that Flex is going way up the band. I'm really surprised. You know, I'm just don't take me the wrong way, of course. I'm just kind of, I always like to pay attention to stuff like that. I'm really astounded that SDR is doing what it's doing to go up the band like that.
So I am splattering because I always ask, and I always get it's a brick wall. So I'm going down like the 7216.
Look.
Oh no, flaring on the other side of the carrier point. You're going up like 4.5 up the band. You know, like 72, 28, 29-ish. So, yeah. Do you have the DX? I'm just curious. On the Smart SDR software, unfortunately, the 810 EQ, those gains on the right side, like the 468K, are really tedious for gain structure when those are way past like zero line and they're in the +5, +7, +8 range. It initiates so much. It takes the audio to another level, way out there. So I was just wondering. No big deal.
Take a look at the YouTube screen, and you'll see, Dennis, when you're talking.
DJ, zoom your stream out just a little bit so you got a little bit better resolution on what we're at.
Yeah, I went to what did I do? Where is it? I went 2 times.
1, 2, 3, 4. Is it gone now?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, what a big difference. So of course I'm curious, what adjustment did you make?
I had a limiter on. Now I got to tell you, I'm a musician and I've got all the recording software, so I run my mic through the recording software, and I was limiting pretty heavily. So now I'm doing -3. Oh no, actually I'm limiting the same. I'm just driving the flex less. So that's what it is. I'll just use more drive power.
Are you on 8K?
Oh, say again? Say again?
No.
No, I'm 4K.
I widened it out, Dominic.
That's 20. I guess it's, I need my glasses on. 72, 25, and then down to 72, 18.
I widened it out on my screen here, Dominic.
I was just looking at my screen on the radio. Oh yeah, but major improvement, Dennis. I just, heads up, right? I mean, if something was going on with my station or anyone for that matter, we always want to, hey, make mention or help out just in case, because, oh my goodness, that thing was like, that's why I was thinking, don't take it the wrong way, of course, but maybe a Yaesu 3000 or a 991A or something. Just, they're kind of famous for that, especially with a solid state amp.
I absolutely appreciate it. And I've just been making some adjustments yesterday, and I was running the flex into the red, but what I did to set my level was I sent a sine wave 200 hertz, and I turned it up, and then I received, I put it on another slice, and I received, and I turned it up until I started to see harmonic distortion, and then I turned it back a little bit, and that's where I was at. But now I'm 5 dB less than I was input into the radio, so I know what to do now. It's good. It's good. I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, it did make a huge difference too.
And I'm still 20 over.
You're 20 over here, so. Oh yeah.
That's why it's good to come into these places where guys are a little wide. You got people who care about their audio, and I appreciate that. I'm saving my settings right now.
Hello, Rick. Bill over here in Pennsylvania, K1WIL.
Look at that razor edge wall.
Yeah, hi, Bill.
I didn't know you was in there. I just happened to come back in. I was in a while ago, probably about an hour or so ago. I didn't know until I heard your voice, and I knew who it was.
Oh, I've just been sitting here lurking a little bit. Just one of those things, kind of getting ready to go fix myself some breakfast here shortly.
Yeah, Roger that. Well, I do the same thing, Rick. I'm a lurker.
Yeah, DJ, by the way, I like that out when you got that out, because it really, it's nice to be able to look at that and see. So thank you.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with the streaming of the YouTube. The guys can see what their signal looks like, and if they are splattering a bit, have some IMD, then when you tell them, they can see it. They're not just saying, "Oh, you're just saying that," so they can actually see it.
DJ, I didn't know you wore glasses.
Only reading. I started wearing glasses when I was 6 years old. And when I hit about around 50, I had to have bifocals, and I hated them, trifocals actually. So I went and had laser surgery done. So I just need glasses for reading up close. But my left eye, boy, it's better than 20/20. My right eye is right around 20/20. So it was $5,000 to get laser done, but boy, I'm glad I did it. So now I just need reading glasses.
Yeah, well, how did they do that? One eye at a time, or do you have both eyes done?
I had to go up to Toronto because London, Ontario here couldn't do it because the shape of my eyeballs. I had to go to Toronto, so I went there. A friend of mine drove me up there, and yeah, I had them both done at the same time. And I'll tell you, I was the oldest guy there. Everybody else was just young teenagers and 20 years old, 30 years old, 20-year-old kids getting theirs done. I guess the elites in Toronto there, but in any event, so yeah, they did both eyes. I had to go back a year later because my left eye wasn't really good. I had trouble with it, so I went back and they did it free, and he actually made it better than 20/20.
That sounds like a good deal.
What do you mean the shape of your eyes?
Well, I don't know. That's what they said, that their machine couldn't do it because of the shape of my eyeball. So they said their machine up in Toronto would do it. So that's why I had to go up there. That's a 3-hour drive. And then when I went back the year later, we stayed overnight because Carol doesn't drive, so they didn't want you driving. So we had to stay overnight. And then I went back in the next morning and they checked it over and they said, yep, everything's good. So, on we went. But that first time I went, a friend of mine, Bedford Doolittle there, he went with me and he drove me home. And boy, I'll tell you, it was like someone threw sand in my eyes all the way home.
All right, how about get close to the camera? Let me see the eyeballs.
Oh, jeez. I hope that's all he shows.
Hey, can I look at my signal on his display once? I want to try something. I'm going to talk for about 2-3 minutes. Well, I'm still splattering.
Oh yeah, it's still there. It's still there, but hopefully one of these days, Dennis, Flex might hold true to their promise, but we're not holding our breath. Maybe implementing adaptive pre-distortion, pure signal to their lineup.
Well, if they do that, it has to be a whole new radio.
Hey, Dominic. All I want to know is why you asked him to look into DJ's eyes.
I wanted to see how different they were.
That could be a title of a new song.
Oh my.
I'm just gonna. No, I'm not gonna call this.
I'm gonna have to go in and delete this video here because I don't want it out in the YouTube world.
Too late. Stop doing that. You did get close to the camera. I just now saw it.
Did you say too late, Scott?
Too late. The delay on your stream seems to be getting greater.
Yeah, like Dennis mentioned, that buffering effect, I guess, right? It kind of comes and goes.
Well, it might be my internet, so I wouldn't go by that. Because sometimes I'm at 100 megabytes, sometimes I'm at 5. DJ, you're making me dizzy.
Okay, so here we go. Let me just do this and get rid of that. Okay, so I'm talking right now, and I'm going to put my cell phone up. And let me do this again. So I'm talking right now. I put myself, let me get rid of that off there. Okay, so I'm talking now. There's my cell phone up on the screen, and see how long it takes before it comes up on, I should have counted. Probably about 5-6 seconds.
Yeah, I'd say at least that long, DJ.
Okay, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. Yep.
It's not normal though.
Oh, was that the Star Trek hand or something?
Live long and prosper.
He's got the Spock hand. Yeah, that latency, it's tough because you can't get it down to, 0.
Hey, how many fingers do I have up?
What do you mean I'm number one?
Art, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
And 4 QNT at the 50.
So 4 DOM. W2 VOA.
And Kilo 1 was
W9BOQ.
Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie.
Victor Echo 3, Papa Sierra November.
See, you're booming in here now, Scott. Earlier on, I could barely hear you.
Ooh, there's a crew in here.
Yeah. I just had a follow-up on one of my earlier comments. Brian, you still there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I was wondering if in fact, maybe Dennis was on a 991A or something like that, Yaesu, But to make mention that your FTDX10, which I think you're on, it's amazing how, boy, what a razor edge. Seriously, what a clean transceiver. They finally got it right with that radio.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? From Yaesu. Yeah, I'm on the 10 here. Yeah, you wouldn't see that on the 1200.
Hey, DJ, zoom back in again.
Okay, go ahead, DJ. Dennis wants to check out the signal, so zoom back in, and then we'll stand by and let him have at it.
Can I make a small suggestion before you do that?
Here, go ahead.
DJ, just humor me. You can put it back, but go to your appearance tab in your setup and then your RX display. On the right-hand side under waterfall where it says show zero line, uncheck that.
What software is that, by the way?
I think all of us are currently running Thetis.
Okay, say again, Rick.
On radio, it's the GUI to operate that radio.
Hey, DJ, go to your setup appearance tab, then RX display, and on the right-hand side where it says waterfall, just unclick the show zero line just temporarily.
Okay, there.
There you go. It just gives it a little better, you can see the waterfall or the, splatter better on that.
Yeah, one more quick adjustment, DJ. Bring your mouse pointer right at the edge of your pan adapter, like where it's up against the center carrier point at 7.222, and then hold your left mouse key and pull that box more to the right, so it kind of hits the carrier point. And you'll hear some melodious tones well, no, not that one. It's yeah, there you go, that one.
Yeah, I'll be right back in 9 inch. I'll need coffee.
There you go. Keep moving that to the right till it almost touches the carrier right there. Perfect.
So then he hears more low end, right?
Yeah, he's kind of blocking out, like for us guys, and like you're on the flex, you can promote a beautiful fidelity tone, maybe starting at 25 or 55 or 75 on the bottom number, and then of course then you go out to whatever 3, 4, 5, but you really all the good stuff is right there where he was blocking it out.
That doesn't seem to want to go over.
Okay, then go to the bottom, DJ, go to the bottom right corner of your GUI, all the way on the bottom right corner, right underneath the WISP. You see the WISP slider, the shift slider, and then in the low, there's the low box and the high box. In the high box, just turn that to 15. Make that number 15.
You'll have to go to variable to make it switch.
It might jump to VAR1 if he starts moving that number, Rick. Possibly, it might automatically do that.
It won't budge. It looks like it's at minus 150.
And then you can change you can either use the whip slider and then you can use your eyes on them.
Yeah, you got it. It was there for a second, then it went back.
And one thing I might add to you, DJ, you got to remember to hit enter anytime you're doing any of the bandwidth adjustments in those pull down boxes. Hit enter because it stays there. If you go up and like roll your mouse to change frequency or something.
Whoops.
Slide your width bar. That should put it into variable. Just take your width, just grab a hold of your width bar and slide it. That should put it into variable mode. There you go. Now you can take your high and drop that down to something low.
Yeah, go back to that high number. There you go. Turn that to 20. Just put it like 20.
Okay.
Yeah, do you hear it in your receiver now? Do you hear the difference? A little bit of the boom boom coming in on your receiver?
I do, yes.
All right, yeah. We're going to save that profile.
Yep. save that and see when you record that too, DJ. Now you'll have a lot better recording of somebody.
So now, who was that? Who was talking just now? Because I want to see. I want to look at something. Who was just talking?
That would be me, probably Rick in 9HLL.
Okay, Rick, you've got some on the upper and lower sides too. Well, I can't tell on the upper because there's somebody on 25. But can sometimes just strong signal show splatter even when it's not that bad?
Yep, they can to a point. Depends on how strong it is. I don't know. Is there? Let me see here on the stream here real quick and see if there's anything there. Well, it's not much to do, Jay, but there may be some.
I'll take a picture of mine.
Hey, Rick, you're 10 over, 15 over here. I'm not seeing it.
Okay, well, let me shut my pure signal off here. They're turned off, so that would be the difference. If you let me sit here and keep going just for a second and see if anything shows up there, and then we'll go back on with that. Come on, pure signal. There we go. There it's back on again. And I'm sure there's probably a little bit there, but, it just depends on how strong the signal is, especially with the low end that I've got in this.
Okay, I figured where the hell I got to go to save this.
Anyway, let me look at mine real quick. Hello. Oh, wait, Rick's talking. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Test. I think that's me. I can't tell because of the delay, but if it is me, hello, 1, 2, test. I want to do one thing before I quit here. I just put on my compressor big time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it didn't. The button wasn't pushed. There's a compressor on.
Yeah, leave it off. It doesn't sound good.
Oh my goodness. That
It
looked
was
like
on DX Plus, and I kicked my amp out. But anyway, maybe later when there's not so many people in here, and if DJ leaves it up for a minute, I kind of experiment. It's really great to have this here to look at.
Yep, you just say when you want it.
it sounds good in Indiana.
It sounds good, but I got some splatter on the upper sideband, on the other side of the carrier, so I still see it. So I want to work on that.
Rick, I forget, where the heck do I have to go to save this profile?
Have you got it on autosave now?
I don't know. I don't think so, but I may have. I don't know.
So you run in KJ40 Mike Victor.
Say again.
Yeah, I was wondering what is the rig? Your radio? What radio are you running this morning?
Oh, the Anon 7000 DLE Mark II. And Rick, you can't. I have the setup up, but it doesn't show on the YouTube there. So I used to be able to know where to go in to save this stuff, but I haven't done it for such a long time. If you don't use it, you forget it.
Absolutely. Yeah, what's been happening, it just seems like the trend now, and some could agree and some could disagree. When someone mentions a signal and what it sounds like, of course, sound, where you're not going to really detect what it could really look like until you really get in front of a pan adapter and a waterfall. So a lot of stations that might go, oh, that sounds great, it sounds fine. But if you actually saw what was happening with the intermodulation distortion factor, the third order, if things aren't correctly adjusted, maybe flat topping or overdriving an amp, too much limiter, too much compressor, too much processing, hey, that might sound great to a gentleman that's using a radio with an analog meter, and that's it, and a big knob and switches. But then when you actually see that signal on some kind of a measurement GUI, graphic user interface software, and then you see it going up the band 7 kCs of splatter, that's a whole different story.
I found it, Rick. I just had to go through the tabs.
Yeah, I don't remember where it's at, DJ.
Yeah, it was set up, general, and then transmit, and there it was in the profiles.
Yeah, look at that guy on down on 7.214.
I was just going to say that.
Oh, yeah, that's unbelievable flat topping. If he hooked an oscilloscope up to that thing, it'll probably blow up the screen.
Hey, Art.
Real quick, Art, I wasn't watching the stream when I switched my pure signal off. Was there much difference in it?
Good to hear you.
W4DOM, yeah, good morning, Terry. W2VOA. Kilo 1 Whiskey India Lima. I think Art and Virgin's guys doubled up there.
We did. And Art, real quick, when I switched my pure signal off since you're watching, did you see much difference in it? Because I wasn't watching the stream.
Oh, yeah, just a very minute. It's actually very clean, even when it's off. But, yeah, I saw the razor or the sharp edge start to come down when it was initiated.
Okay, well, I'm only running like 1200 on this thing right now, so it's not even near, it shouldn't even be near getting nasty.
Yeah, sorry about the double. I unkeyed. I thought I had it, but no problem. Hey, that's how it works out here sometimes.
We got it. I'm going to go get rid of some coffee, gentlemen. I'll be back in HLL.
Hey, Art.
Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
I was just going to make a comment about your pan adapter comment. I think a lot of the problem with a lot of guys is that when they're, like for me, with the 7300, the pan adapter is not, it doesn't show you, the resolution's not good enough to show you sometimes your, if you are on the other side of the carrier. Like you guys with the Anons, the Suns, and the Flexes, you guys can zoom in quite easily on the bandwidth and see, and that graphic display is so much more rich that you can see the IMD. Whereas us guys with the 7300s, we actually have to go in and change the bandwidth, like the screen width, a little bit. It takes a little bit more to do that. So if you want to see a lot of the band, you don't see that IMD, if you know what I'm talking.
Oh, that's a great point, Scott. 100% agree. I know when I had I had a 991A for a short while, and even when they updated to the latest firmware that was supposed to improve the display on that little radio, the little screen for the waterfall and the pan adapter, it's like, oh my goodness, it was like, the video graphics, let's say that as an example, it still looked like playing Donkey Kong from 1981. And then when you jump to a Flex or a Sun or an Anon and using a true SDR, pan adapter waterfall software that drives off a DirectX or 68 frame rates per second, almost like playing the latest video game on an NVIDIA GPU and a high-speed computer, is like night and day comparison.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm getting at. Like, you guys are looking at 1080p, whereas myself and Dom and anybody else running a 7300, we're probably like, for lack of better terms, it probably is like not even quite 480.
Hey, Art.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Bill, go ahead.
Another thing, too, you have a 40 or 50-inch screen in front of you right in your face. It's pretty easy to see that stuff.
Right, and that's exactly right, 1080p or more. And then I'll have to give kudos to the Anon or the Apache Labs company for in their software allowing, or even the firmware for that matter, a gigabit connection from the PC to the software, and then letting us use DirectX platform. So someone with an NVIDIA card, I mean, if you soup it up, you can go 100 frame rates per second or more, and then utilize 144 hertz gaming monitor. So you're talking about the most vivid pan adapter you ever looked at, like live, virtual, like live real time. It's incredible. It's almost like a high-end scope in a way, hooked up to monitoring a station signal with $10,000 scope equipment. So it's a big difference when the radio communicates faster with the PC at a gigabit connection.
Art?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that didn't save. I think all it saved was my transmit profile, but not didn't save that low profile there, because when I hit the 4K again, it reverted back to the narrow receive version.
DJ, it will.
So
okay. Well, don't Rick? Doesn't he want to like customize one of the buttons? You know, up above the width and the shift. You know, like take the 3.3, right mouse key it, and configure it so he can just set it all up like that.
I don't think they'll stay. Those are defaults, and I don't think you can change those. It has to be one of the variable settings, or at least that's the way I do it.
Well, I see it. I brought it up to filter setup. Yeah, it doesn't say where to save it though.
Because anytime the default buttons are hit, you're going to go to that, whatever that. I think you can go in the config file and change that, but it defaults. That's why I run my variable, and that will auto save between band settings.
Yeah, Rick. No, you can actually customize those buttons. I actually have one made up, 8.3K, specifically for you guys in the morning time. And you just click on it, and boom, it sets it up instantly.
I've never tried that, so that's new. I thank you for that. I'll look into it.
Yeah, so like on your widest bandwidth button in those rows, the top left row, the top left corner, just right mouse key on one of those, click configure, and right there you can rename it. It says VAR1, but you can name it whatever you want, and then adjust the high and the low value and the width, and as soon as you exit out, it'll save it.
Art, I did not know that. Thank you. I just learned something.
Oh my goodness, it's all good, man. I love this radio. There is so much to it. It's amazing.
I'm doing it right now.
I learn something every day because I don't have one of these software-defined thingers like you guys do. So when I get my new radio in the near future or later future, I'll have all these tips that are all solved for me.
Yeah, and the other side of that coin is we all make mistakes almost every day too, but that's why they put erasers on pencils.
That's why I use a pencil in my logbook.
Okay, take a look at my screen now.
Okay, nice.
Oh yeah, there it is.
I'm doing that as we speak.
Yeah, the defaults are okay. I think you get like a 2.4, a 2.7, a 2.9, a 3 point. But yeah, I actually like to reconfigure them. You know, I like to, I'll go quick to 4, quick to 4.5, quick to 8. Especially you guys. I think I have one set up for about maybe 9.3 quarters. So, I just get in there and instantly change it whenever I'm on 3630.
Yeah, I just always grab the, I use the width slider now, but if I change on the fly or something down there, I just typically grab the width slider, but I don't change my setup much other than when I come up here. So, I only really need 2 different profiles.
Okay, so that's back to my normal screen. That's where I generally run it. So I got pretty well all of 40 meters, the portions that I'm interested in showing.
DJ, the only thing I can compare that to is, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say. It like squeezes it up like somebody's contesting or something when you look at your screen like that.
Well, the reason I do that, I was used to the Flex 6300 where I had the whole spectrum, and then I could see if the guys I talked to are down at 140 or 150 or whatever, or the guys that are up around 72, 40. That's kind of why I like it that way. I can see all the spectrum, and I know if there's any activity anywhere on it.
He's looking for those meeting calls. Yeah, I'm pulling his chain there.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, indeed. Like I said, it's up to you on leaving that 0 line off of the waterfall. My big thing with that is it appears as a carrier in the waterfall when you're trying to really look close to something, and that's why you can do what you want. You want it back on, but it just looks better to me with it off.
Yeah, no, I'll leave it off. And Bill, here's the mating call.
I don't mind. Well, give me about a month here, and I'll be calling that call again.
Well, you'll be welcome to join us.
I wonder who coined that phrase. I always thought about that.
Mating call?
a non-mating call. I mean, I'm wondering who coined that. I know that came about a couple of years ago, just among the frequencies somewhere. Someone came up with that.
That's why I changed my frequency so it doesn't sound like that.
Yeah,
10 minutes past the hour, W9BOQ.
Shift them a little bit, Rick. You're right. And I put a delay on the second one. I don't know if you could see this real quick. You'll see the first tone, and then the second one should blend in about 800 milliseconds. Here you go.
Yep, sure did. In on HLL, 10 after.
VA3 KBC 10 after.
Amp that way when you key.
W4DO.
Doug, are you still on?
And 4QNT.
K1WIL.
Doug, are you on? I guess he's gone.
Yeah, and Art, I've got mine at 70 and 190 because they're not harmonically related, and it's just it's not as obnoxious because in the pure signal actually locks on good with it. Let me see here. Here we go. Makes it up differently.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you can shift them around, but is there some science to where you want those to be as far as locking in pure signal based on the bandwidth that we're utilizing when we're transmitting? So, like, for instance, say we two-tone at a 2.7 bandwidth versus two-toning at an 8K bandwidth. I figured, well, if you're at 8K at the moment, wouldn't you want one out there a little bit to adjust those frequencies out there for, like, the 5.5, 6 kc range?
Shouldn't make any difference. And just as long as they're not, excuse me, as long as they're not harmonically related, that's what you want.
Yeah, okay, and I understand. And the only reason why I thought it would make a difference is, say I'm at, say I pure signal right now. Everything's great. Everything's looking great on the, on that little monitor, the amp monitor for a pure signal. You know what I'm talking about, the little cigar-looking thing. But then if I change out to another bandwidth, a different audio profile, pure signal whacks out. You have to redo a pure signal for that particular bandwidth until that little monitor, the phasing and amplitude comes back again like it should look.
I can't answer that. I've never done it. I've never tried it. I just, I could set them up and try it real quick, but it shouldn't really matter. The only thing I can see that being is, your power is being spread over a wider spectrum, but it still shouldn't affect the linearity of it.
Look at that signal on 7200.
Yeah, that's the jammer that's been doing that almost about 3 weeks now. It's actually a tuning, what do you call that? Like a woodpecker, the 704 orb, whatever, the ARB. I forgot the model number, but he has the cycle adjusted for putting out that kind of that pecker effect.
Okay, and Rick, I actually like the tone you use for the linearity. That's a little bit more pleasant than the two-tone.
Yeah, and you can set them. I mean, you can change those around, EJ. I don't know why I wound up with that. I did it a while. It's been probably a year ago I did that, and that's where they've always stayed. I don't typically two-tone. My pure signal locks on really good anyway, so I just don't have the need to even mess with it much.
I always used to, but now I don't because I just talk a little louder and it does its feedback.
Yeah, but as long as you're hitting zero on your ALC, I mean, that's a key thing to the pure signals. Make sure you're hitting zero once in a while. If you don't, it's not going to lock initially.
Hey, Dominic, you still in there?
You Dominic, Art was calling you. Got a copy on him?
Yeah, I'm still in here. I was out the back door.
Yeah, so how was it overnight? It got chilly. I couldn't believe we finally dipped into the low 40s.
I know. I didn't have the heater on either.
we just pulled blankets up, and I was like, you go turn the heat on. She's like, no, you go turn it. I said, I ain't getting out the cold.
You got a chance to cuddle.
Boy, talk about wimps, eh, Scott?
Yeah, I know.
Here,
It was all of a sudden it was 80 degrees yesterday, and then at night it just.
good golly, Scott and I had to walk to school 2 miles barefoot in the wintertime, uphill both ways.
I know it. You know, I have a feeling this winter is going to be a cold one, and we get snow every now and again over here. I think we're going to get snowed in this year. I think this winter is going to be harsh.
I think so too, Dominic.
I think we're in for a lot of snow.
Yeah, we're due for one.
I just hope that we get some frost in the ground first.
Yeah, and then fuel prices are going to go sky high here. Well, they are sky high. I think they go higher for home heating.
I'm locking in my propane price. 81 cents. Last year was 61 cents. This year it's 81 cents a liter.
Well, they keep going the way they're going. We're going to have to put some solar panels up.
So that's a little over $3 a gallon, guys.
Ouch. Girlfriend just got some. What was it? 2 weeks ago. It was I think it was $2.69 a gallon down here.
Gas?
Some parts of the states it's $3.99 or $4.99. And California is really bad.
No, LP DJ.
Oh, okay. Well, Scott, do you remember what was it, about 9 years ago, we had that propane problem here, and it hit $1.58 or something a liter.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it was just insane. I think that was that time the big snowstorm too.
I think so, yeah. So that's 3.7. So that's just about $6 a gallon. I remember it cost me $1,000 a month to heat the shop out at the farm.
I got an email from the natural gas company here locally. They said expect extremely higher prices this year. I was like, oh, wonderful.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I keep hearing about that too. Yeah, I got that same letter.
Well, years ago, there's a lot of farmers that had their own natural gas wells. When they drilled for water, they ran into natural gas, so they would put up a tank and then just use that gas to heat the house and their stoves and that, cook stoves. Mind you, there was no captan in it, so you couldn't smell if it was any leak or anything. And then the town of Forest, they had 4 wells that they were supplying the town with water, and then they closed those off, and they got the water from the lake through the pumping station in there in Point Edward. And when they did that, all the wells, like our water well was 90 feet. It came up to about 50, 60 feet, and the water got murky. You couldn't even drink it anymore. But all those guys that had natural gas, it shut them all off.
Actually, DJ, Union Gas about 10 years ago went through and gave that gas back to them.
Oh?
Yep, that whole group of guys there just off Forest, they went to Union Gas and said, we want to tap into this, and we need the equipment to do this. So because the gas was actually blowing the pressure relief off on the water tanks for those wells, because the guys were still using the wells in various places. So Union Gas gave them the equipment and did all the pipe work. Of course, there was funding involved in all this, but all the houses now have natural gas heat.
Ah, good for them.
But it's all because Forest stopped using well water. The whole area stopped using well water, and that's the only reason.
Okay, Roger.
Well, you remember the eruption they had at the golf course there 2 years ago?
Yeah, the guys that were doing the cutting of the greens and that, they had just left that location when it exploded.
Yeah, that was an underground gas pocket from the water table.
Well, we were wondering about that. Us locals here, that's what we were all discussing.
Yeah, that's all that was. Is that because the gas and water table is so high that it had to go somewhere.
Yeah, that golf course was closed down for a year.
Yeah, because we weren't sure whether it was going to blow up or not.
Hey guys, I got to run in the house real quick. I got a question. This is Dennis. I am now running my microphone plugged right into the flex. I EQ'd roughly. It probably doesn't sound very good, but is the splatter gone completely now?
Take a look, Dennis. You'll and start talking. Take a look at the YouTube.
All right, I got to figure out when the delay is. So you're still talking. So now this is me. Test 1, 2. So it's still splattering. So it's not the all the stuff that I'm doing. It must be me overdriving the amp.
Or just try to back down your load a hair on your amp and see what happens. Just a hair.
It's solid state amp.
All right, now here's 30 watts drive instead of 60. Waiting for it to come up. Hello, still there, still splattering. So it's the flex. I thought flex had a brick wall too. So there you go. Anyway, maybe it's a little RF getting back in my signal. But I got to go run in the house. Thanks. You guys meet on 222 every day?
We float around. Is that a tube amp?
No, solid state. Somebody here has got one. I can't remember who I was talking to.
Oh, yeah, Mercury? Yeah, it's the Mercury. Oh, yeah, it's probably not the amp then. Well, the amp itself is very clean. Of course, if you ever look at one of Kenny's videos on YouTube, he shows he does the third order test on it, and he does it with a 1.2 whatever expert amp, you know, the one from Hardy. And oh my gosh, it's night and day. I think the 1.2 expert came in at like 29, 30 IMD down there, minus 30. And the Mercury came in at minus 43. Oh, wow. All right, Dennis, take care. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, I'll bookmark the YouTube channel, and maybe I can find the frequency you're on from checking out DJ.
Well, just give me an email, and when you want to look at your signal again, and we can go live.
All right. I gotta watch the Packers at noon, so I'm going to be down for 3 hours. They're playing the Bears today. You know, that's the biggest game of the year. So anyway, you guys have a good day, man. I love getting in here and talking audio, being that I'm a quasi-engineer. Anyway, you guys have a good day. W9BOQ.
The Bears.
Yeah, see you, Dennis. Take care. Enjoy your day, and or at least enjoy the last of the Sunday anyway. 9HLL.
7-3 down.
Yeah, Dennis, 7-3 from Art and 4QMT, North Carolina. And I sure hope at some point that video, the music video is, or whatever, the song itself is posted somewhere.
Hey, Carol.
We'll hear it, of course, but I can't wait to hear the remake of that song.
Talking to Dennis here.
That sounds like a great deal.
He's going to be playing.
Yeah, take care, Dennis. W4DR. Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah, you're not the only football fan there, Dennis. I don't have a camera at the moment, so I have to watch it off my phone if I'm going to watch football. So you root for the Packers and the Bears for me. The 3 CFM. We'll talk to you later.
Have a good one, Dennis. Nice chatting with you. Bill up here in Pennsylvania. Kilo 1 Whiskey Indy Lima.
Sorry, guys.
And Dennis, I just told my wife about you going to be playing the piano there, so her eyes just lit up. Now she's singing that song.
Hey, if you guys want to hear me playing a song, go to YouTube. I played on a Graceland, a sanctioned Elvis record 2 years ago, and it's a gospel song called "Stand By Me." Stand By Me, and it's on his latest record called Where No One Walks Alone. It's a picture of Elvis in like a brown suit. And that's me playing piano on that one.
Okay, what do we do the search? Say again.
Going out the door, you got to brag a little bit, right?
Yeah, so on YouTube, we do a search for what?
I can't. I just said the name of the song and I can't remember. I got. Hang on. Dang, I'm an idiot.
Stand By Me.
Yeah, Stand By Me. It's called.
Well, there's a bunch of them that come up.
Yeah. So scroll down, and when you see a picture of Elvis in like a maroon to brown suit, and the borders on the picture are brown, that's the one. It's 2 minutes and 48 seconds.
Okay, well, just go Stand By Me, Elvis, and it's the first one to come up.
Well, when I do that, the first one to me has a brown bar, but that's not the one. That's probably the original.
Well, it says, how great thou art, and it's Elvis, and he's in a blue suit.
Hold down, it's the third one down. Elvis Presley, Where No One Stands Alone is the name of the record. And Stand By Me is the name of the song. That's a great song, by the way. Oh, man. It's, and I was never a huge Elvis fan, but after I played on this record and I had Elvis in my headphones, I was like, dang, what a voice. And he could deliver. It's just so sad that his life took such a odd turn. Some people just can't handle the fame.
Okay, what's on the side, Dennis? What's it say on the side?
It says, provided to you by RCA Victor Legacy. You can't miss the picture. He's got a maroon tie on, like a scarf tie. And it says Where No One Stands Alone. I mean, there are brown borders on the picture.
Yeah, I scrolled by it too fast. Got it now. So you played the piano or the organ?
I just turned 68, and I'm going to brag all I want.
Well, and
Go ahead.
Carol says go ahead. Yeah, I'm 69. So you played the organ then?
I played the piano and the organ on that song.
Okay, excellent. I'm going to save that here.
Now I'm going to be singing Elvis.
I'm going to keep bragging before I go in the house. My wife's going to kill me if I don't get in there real quick. I won a Grammy in 2020 also for a blues record that I played on. And I was actually in the band, so that's why I actually got a statue. It's sitting on my piano at home.
Excellent. That's great.
I'm done bragging. I won't brag anymore. So I got to get in the house. You guys take care.
Good talking with you, Dennis. VA3 KBC.
Kilo 8 Mike Alpha Oscar.
VA3 KBC. Now, where else, guys, would you ever run into somebody like that, just talking and find out what they do? And that's what I enjoy. It's really relaxing. It's makes you proud to be a ham when you can talk to people like that.
Yeah, there was somebody calling, Art.
Yeah, that's for sure, man.
Oh, okay. Somebody was calling me, Don?
Yeah, go ahead. He's there.
Kilo 8 Mike Alpha Oscar. Good morning, Art. Haven't talked to you in a while. All you guys are 20 over and 10 over here in North Central West Virginia. Absolutely the best audio on the band right now.
Hey, all right. Kilo 8 Mike Alpha Oscar. Andrew, it has been a while. Good to hear you.
Yeah, you guys sound fantastic. I turned everything all the way up on the 7300 just so I could get that quality. I wish I could go up past 3.6. Here, I got what I got. How's this thing sound? Anything sound like it needs change there? You guys would be the ones to know.
Oh, no.
No, Andy, I think you nailed it. That 7300 sounds great. Well, with Dominic, I mean, he's the 7300 master out here, so I know he's got it going on with the external mic, you know, the boom style mic and a little L40 EQing. So, Dom, that sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, sound good. What are you using for a microphone and the radio, the 7300? What are you using for a mic? I'm using it's a Marantz AMPM 1000 condenser off a boom. Oh, I got you. You're just using the radio into the tone settings in the radio? No, they're pretty much garbage. At least that's how I see it. No, I'm using I got a rack going on. Oh, Roger. All right. Yeah, I'm using a little UBR, that Ukrainian 8-band EQ, and I've set it up, and well, I fooled with it last night, but for the most part, I haven't touched it much since I originally adjusted it. Yeah, you sound fine. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I actually had one of those. Working on getting rid of it now, and I used to run the ICM microphone through that. Wasn't crazy about it. That ICM's a nice sounding microphone. It's just way too hot to do anything with. Yeah, well, I'm using this because I'm using a dynamic mic. I'm using the PR781. Yeah, well, sounds great, man. Sounds great. Yeah, I went ahead and spent the money and got a whole rack. From tube preamp all the way up to EQ and sonic exciters, the reverb, the whole mess, you know, something to spend money on. But they just wanted to step in. I'm doing a little shortwave listening today, and you guys absolutely, like I said, I turned it up. I turned up my receive bandwidth because you guys are just fantastic. So, Art, great to hear from you again. You sound great as always. And guys, 7-3, I'm going to go get coffee. I'm going to listen for a while. And you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Kilo Wait, Mike Alpha Oscar. I'll go ahead and be clear on your final. Thank you, guys. What rack gear are you using? I'm using all Behringer rack gear. Oh, I got you. All right, yeah. You got it set up?
Yeah, I see the image there. You can check it out, Dom. Hey, Andy, one comment.
Yeah, guys.
No, I have to say, it's probably one of the best 3K audio profiles I've heard on an ICOM. It sounds really good. Here's just a quick sample anyway.
Wasn't crazy about it. That ICM's a nice sounding microphone. It's just way too hot to do anything with.
But anyway, you know, I know you're into it. You got some beautiful gear. I don't think the dollars are an issue, but I certainly see in a non-Apache Labs SDR or maybe a Sun Expert SDR in your near future. Over.
Yeah, Roger. That's actually, I'm in search of my, the last radio I'm ever going to buy. And I'm leaning towards the, I believe it's the SDR2DX. The only other thing that I worry about here is the reverb. I can never tell if I've got too much or not enough, guys.
Yeah, the reverb is a tough one because it truly shines, in my opinion, you know, the wet-dry mix is really, when you're out there, a little bit more. You know, that plating effect occurs like 3.4 out to 4. That's when you can kind of really appreciate it. In a more compact, restricted bandwidth, you could probably capture it, but it just isn't that like a sparkle effect. That little bit of clarity in there, it kind of gets lost in that tighter bandwidth. So, you know, restricted bandwidth. But hey, I'll tell you what, if you go with that Sun, great choice. I mean, you can, you know, open up the funnel. I like to call it a funnel effect. Okay, so you have this big gallon-sized funnel. Right, and then the other side of the funnel is about a 1/4 inch thick, where you put it into you know, a little opening on a jar to use the funnel. Right. Well, that's kind of what you're doing. You got all that beautiful rack gear sitting in that huge bucket up top, and then the audio is coming out of that little 1/4 inch opening of the funnel. So you get my gist, right?
Good morning. Yeah, Roger that. Hey, if you got a second, we'll check one thing on the reverb. I'm only using it, it's like down at like, I don't know, what is it, 6? I guess it's like, what, just maybe 6%. I guess is how you figure it. Between 6 and 8. I'm on 6 right now. If you got a minute, I'll go to 8. That's as far up as I want to go, just to make sure it doesn't sound like an artifact. If you got a minute.
Oh, certainly. Just throw a couple like check, like the old kind of get up on the mic and that check in the microphone, and that'll expose it. So I'll listen closely.
And if you're listening through the monitor on the radio, it's going to have more of an effect than it does on the air. That's what I noticed.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, well, this is for me like a radio check. This is on the 8. It was on 6, and right now it's on 8. And I can almost hear it, and to me it sounds a little bit of like an artifact. I don't know if you guys are probably hearing it better than I would through the monitor there. Go ahead.
No, I'm still not capturing it, Andy. It's lost somewhere. I'm trying to listen for it, but like Dom just said, great point. Local you're going to hear it in the monitor, like, oh, whoa, this is way too much. But by the time it makes it out over the air, it's not enough to make the difference. So can you go beyond 8? Can you go to like maybe 12?
Oh, yeah, sure. Hang on 1 second.
Yeah, I heard nothing here neither.
Me either.
Okay, so here we're at 12. And, of course, it's crazy here. But this is on 12. Kilo 8, Mike Alpha Oscar.
He's losing us somewhere in the effects.
Yeah, it's not getting out.
What about your delay?
Let me check that here real quick. Hang on.
I don't think is it side chained where it's not getting out?
Yeah, it's the last thing on the. It's the last thing. So it's not getting. The limiter's not hitting it. Pre-delay is on 6, and delay is at 252. I can raise the delay up a little bit.
Well,
okay, the delay is maxed out.
It's just not making it into the chain.
Is it a Virtualizer Pro? Is it the DSP 2024P?
Yeah, it's the Virtualizer Pro. I don't know which one it is. Let me look here. I got the manual right here.
It'd be the 2024 or the FX 2000 probably.
Yeah, is the MIDI light on? The little black knob where you can bypass, just to make sure. Is the red light lit up?
Yeah, it's not bypassed. Yeah, it's the. Oh no, I can't find the book for it.
It's okay. Just as an extreme test, like here's an example. I'm just gonna, okay, wow, that's crazy, right? But right there is 15. But just turn that thing up to like 20 something, just for a quick test.
Okay, stand by here. Okay, so that right there is at 25. Yeah, it sounds way extreme here in the headphones.
Right. So I just captured more of the reverb effect. Now, are you using plating, like the plating, or are you using something you're on your own, like a hall or a room or something like that?
That's the ambient, which I think is the ambience. Okay, that's what it is. That's the setting I've got it on.
All right, Andy. What I'm going to do, I'm gonna go to John's page, N9UN, and I'm gonna get the link, the shortcut of the Virtualizer Pro settings for plating. And oh my goodness, I'm telling you, it's in my opinion probably one of my favorites. Rick, would you kind of agree with that? The settings, that off John's site.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. That's where it needs, that ambience doesn't work. It needs to be on a plate of some sort. But yeah, send him that link.
Oh, yeah. Andy, I see your email is good on QRZ. I'll get you that link and just follow step by step. It's really simple. It's about 9 moves that you're going to make in that menu on the virtualizer, and it'll bring it to life.
Yeah, Roger, I appreciate it. Like I said, the reverb unit, that's new to me. I'm still playing around with it. But thankfully, I stumbled across you guys this morning because I need some help.
Yeah, see, I'm just now detecting it a little bit too. But it needs to go to the plate mode. But yeah, you'll get that, and believe me, it'll make a huge difference.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I'm going to call it a morning. I'm going to shut down the stream, and you can guys go back to the stream anytime you want, and you can scroll up or down to find where you're talking. You can see the screen and that for yourself. So it's quite a long. It looks like 42 minutes. Or it's probably been more than that. So anyhow, you can go through it. I gotta go. Good talking with you all, and yeah, have a great Sunday. This is Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie.
See you, DJ. Enjoy it. Take care. Thanks for the stream.
Every 3 hours.
Okay, DJ, take care, and nice chatting with you, and look forward to the next time. Kilo 1 Whiskey India Lima.
Yep, good hearing all you guys. It's good to be back on again now that the cooler weather and whatnot's coming in. Good to hear you too, Bill. You sound excellent. You sound Hey, everybody sounds marvelous. We all have voices for radio. VA3 KBC.
Yeah, 7-3, DJ. Appreciate the stream. It looks great. And for QNT.
My pleasure.
Jay, right before you leave there, just make sure that that Dominic doesn't want to look into your eyes.
Did you see how he made the one roll?
I wasn't looking that close.
One was like straight out, the other one was spinning.
I can do it again for you, Dominic.
No, it's okay. Might get stuck. Yeah, so how come that thing didn't have any effect to Art when he adjusted?
Well, it's that particular profile in the virtualizer where some of the gain numbers are very, very